No. I was such a rotten little, you have no idea what I was like when I was young. I'm so different. No, I'm sure I was like, what the fuck? Just like, make it stop. But I remember that was the moment. And it's in the book when I called home, when I called my mom and I was like, I have a drug problem. Like, I'm going to die.
What's up, guys? Hey, I'm Dustin Ibarra.
And I'm Greg Baldwin.
And we're podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Good Things Are Happening.
Man, it's good to be here.
Good things are happening, dude.
It's awesome, dude.
It's awesome, exciting. Man. This is awesome because, like, we're doing this podcast and, like, good things are happening. And then it's like, I feel like we manifested this kind of. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
And this is Good Things Are Happening.
But are they, though?
Yes, they're happening, bro. Come on.
Really?
You're going to come in with that negative attitude like 5 to 10 seconds before the beginning of the podcast?
No,
Come on,
Good things
man.
are happening, man.
Great things are happening.
They are. Amazing things are happening.
Amazing things. It's a good life. It's a good world.
It is.
I just celebrated a birthday, bro.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, so did you, too, right?
29, right?
29. Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, I am 22.
I'm 39.
I'm 21. I can drink now. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, dude, I went out to Vegas this last weekend.
Nice. How was it?
It was a good time. I got to work with my buddy Ryan Hamilton.
Nice.
He's very funny comedian, squeaky clean. He was like, hey, you free next week? You want to come open for me? I'm like, yeah, let's do it, man.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. So then it was good too because I got to work on my clean set, you know, because I was
That's
looking
important.
at it is important, bro. And I it's so weird because you look through everything, and I'm not like a dirty comedian. But
not at all.
But there's these little things. There's little things, little dick jokes here and there that are like, you gotta not do those. But it went great and it was a fun time. Ryan took me out to dinner at Gordon Ramsay's. I had a
nice.
What did I have? He took me and Christy out, right?
Wow.
Yeah, generous guy, man.
High spender.
We went. I had a beef Wellington.
Nice.
Yeah. You ever have one of those?
No.
Dude,
no.
so good. Bro, it's like a steak wrapped in a croissant.
Nice.
With like mushrooms and some meat. It's really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just had a Wagyu steak.
A Wagyu steak?
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
Right? Yeah. Well, did it taste? Could you notice it like immediately? Like
it was really nice and tender.
This is Wagyu.
Yeah,
we went. Yeah.
I had a gig in Long Beach, and they put us up in this fancy hotel. It's for a private club. Yeah. And we had a $250 food budget.
Oh yes.
And then I laid out at the pool all day. And then I took the bullet. There was a host that has hosted there like 5 times and totally tanked because they've seen all of her jokes or whatever. And then I took the bullet and totally. I struggled. But you got a Wagyu steak. But I got it was worth it.
Bro, I love getting food credits on a gig. That's like that's amazing. You know what? Oh, bro, I was working with Jay one time, Jay Moore, and I was up in this casino and they gave us like a $200 food credit and I didn't eat anything the whole time. So on the last day, I went to the gift shop. I'm like, can I use this? And they're like, yeah. Bro,
what'd you get, dude?
Chocolates. I bought like 20 boxes of chocolates.
Nice.
And I ate them all on the plane.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I gave them to like my fiance's parents and they're nice like gifts. Nice. But dude, food credit, bro. Ellis Island, I worked there too one time, and they gave me an insane amount for one gig. So yeah, Ellis Island, bro, because the food's already cheap. Yeah. So, bro, my last day, I stayed up all night because my flight back was like at 8 a.m. or something. So I just stayed up. I had pancakes, I had steak, I had shrimp and chicken. It was bad. Wow. It was bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I had lobster, king crab, Wagyu steak.
Oh God!
And then at the pool before the show, I had ceviche. And like it was ceviche and chips with guacamole. Chips and guacamole was like $26. You know, so but it didn't matter.
It's one of those places.
Yeah, it's one of those like yeah. There's more money than God at these places. And, and the audience was totally snobby. And but I got him.
Nice. Hey, it was all worth it to get that Wagyu.
It was all worth it, dude. Yeah, it was worth it.
So that was my weekend. I went to Vegas, had the birthday. It was a nice time.
How was it going to Vegas for celebrating your birthday without drugs and alcohol?
Oh, it's great. I've been to Vegas.
It's better, right?
Yeah, it's way better. I mean, I just don't. Yeah, dude, I was a wreck. You remember me?
Yeah, I know.
And Vegas was a place where I've had definitely many nights where I couldn't remember, you know, a lot of blackouts in Vegas, a lot of one of my worst bombs on stage probably when I was drunk in Vegas.
Wow. Where
it was at the Dirty at 12:30.
Oh,
which I'm completely in now. Like I got back, but it's like, it was definitely people were concerned.
Wonder.
People were very concerned. Yeah,
no wonder, because I did a spot at the Dirty at 12:30, and I mentioned that I work with you, and he's like, "Oh, Dustin's amazing, sober." He said that. I was like, "Oh." Yeah, I'm like, I guess he had a little run in here too.
Hey, dude, I was touring. I was a wreck, bro. Hurricane Dusty.
Yeah, look at how good you're doing now, man.
It's awesome, man.
It is awesome.
Hey, see, good things are happening, man. Yeah,
that's good, dude. Should we bring in our guest?
I mean, I think so. That's a decent check-in, right?
Yeah, I think I was good. I had a different story for my check-in, but it's the Long Beach story, eating food, struggling. That was a good check-in, I think, right? Yeah,
I like it.
Right. Okay, our guest today is a very special guest for me. We'll talk a little bit about that later, but she is an author, a writer. She's the president of the Palos Verdes chapter of the Rotary Club, and she wrote a couple books: The Mother-Daughter Relationship Makeover, 100 Tips for Growing Up, and she is also my ex-girlfriend. Here we go. So please
now everyone knows why I got on the show.
Please welcome Lindsey Glass.
Lindsey, yay!
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
This is like a legit guest, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like writer, Rotary Club.
Oh my gosh.
Palos Verdes.
Yeah.
I love Palos Verdes. I live in Redondo. So it's like we look at Palos Verdes and like, I'm gonna be there. Yeah, one day I'm gonna be up there. I got a nice view of Palos Verdes from my apartment. I look at you guys.
I used to have a beautiful view of Redondo Beach, but now I'm up on the hill.
Yeah, see, Redondo, but then you're looking at Redondo, you're like,
she was up peasants. There. She was looking down at you guys. Go, look at those peasants down there.
Yeah, with your little your cigarette that's attached to that thing.
Exactly, my holder.
Yeah.
She had one of those high-powered binocular, telescopes. She's watching you, a
Taco Bell window,
metal detecting.
I'm just hoping that people from Palos Verdes drop stuff.
He tested metal detects. He's a metal detector.
Wonderful.
So
okay.
She was up there watching you metal detect. What a loser!
With my little red poodle. Remember Teddy?
Oh yeah, Teddy. Yeah, I remember Teddy.
Red poodle.
Yeah.
He was red?
He was red.
Wow.
He was beautiful.
How does that happen?
He was terrible.
He had a lot of energy.
He had a lot of problems.
Yeah. As we all did at one time.
He's not with us anymore.
Yeah. God bless Teddy.
Story for another day.
Okay. So you dated Greg. I guess we're just gonna jump right into that.
Should we save that or should we
say? I don't know. It's kind of, I guess let's save it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. We can talk about it. Yeah,
that's our cliffhanger right there. You got to stay tuned for that. That's a Patreon content.
You have a new book that just recently came out. It's called The Mother-Daughter Relationship Makeover.
Yes, I do.
And,
do you want to hear about it?
Yeah, let's hear about it.
Okay. And what I think is more interesting, I mean, I'll talk about the book. I'm kind of bored of talking about the book.
You've been on one of those press tours, right?
Yeah.
Where you're just going everywhere and talking.
So this is I'll tell you the truth. Here's the real story. My brother is a literary agent and my mom's an author. So we actually spent 2 years developing the book. We wanted, listen, there's a lot of pride in this family. You know, we're not like messing around. This isn't vanity publishing. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Like we sell books. That's what we do. Like my brother's a huge literary agent in New York. He's got his own company. And so we developed the book, we showed it to people, we did notes based on what agents told us to do. I mean, we really we did not want to screw this up. It would have been really embarrassing. But the whole time, the publisher, my brother, everybody we work with, they're like, don't expect much. Like self-help is really hard. Like you'll be lucky if you sell 500 books. So don't put any pressure on yourself. Don't expect much. You're going to be like horribly disappointed by what happens, you know. And I've seen this happen with other authors.
Yeah.
You know, the news cycle is big. You get no media attention.
Ooh.
My mom had a book come out before 9/11 and it flopped because nobody in the world. So anyway, all of these different factors can factor in the success of a book, a movie, anything. Like, are people into it? So we write the book gets published, and like it blew up.
What?
The book has 10 pages on Google. It's been out for 3 months.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And
That's
think,
exciting.
Yeah. In
That's
the first
great.
2 months alone, we were on 20 shows.
Holy
I mean,
smokes.
and we're talking PBS, NPR. We've had some big spots.
Wow.
So, you know,
none bigger than this.
I was going to
podcast.
say, good things are happening. Podcast.
Listen, you know
Yeah.
what? And you know what's extraordinary? There's so many media outlets. Like I was doing local news in Chattanooga, you know, wherever it was,
Yeah.
like, good morning, Chattanooga. Who
Yep.
wants to read
Yeah.
today?
Yeah.
But like, that's a lot of what I do, like really local, like book stuff.
Yes. I've had to do so. On the road, you got to go into like local places.
Yeah.
And
And
like,
guess what? If no one shows up, you have to do it anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
And sometimes I ask, I'll be like, did anyone come because I was on TV the other day? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay, well, that was pointless.
And you like take one picture to make it look good. And you're like, you know, we do it for like whoever's there. And but yeah, there's been a lot of little stuff, but some good other stuff too. So anyway, the book has done really well. I'm proud of it because, first of all, I've been writing at a professional level for 16 years. I've had 5 movies optioned, not made. I've had 2 documentaries.
It's hard to get things made, though.
It's very hard, and harder now than it ever
with all the
was.
money cuts and
So, yeah, I'm very, very proud that the book is doing well and that it's been well received. Like it's getting good reviews. And basically what the book is about is I am a recovering alcoholic.
As we
my
all are.
mom is sober, but she can define it however she wants.
Okay.
But we had a very complicated relationship that was impacted by the fact that when I was growing up, do you even know this? Like my childhood sweetheart was killed, and then his best friend killed himself, and
oh wow,
and then my grandfather had just died. So all these things happened. I'm like
Trauma.
15 years old, and like my parents are nowhere to be found, you know, doing their own stuff, and you know, I just turned to drugs and alcohol, and like it got out of control. Hurricane Dusty.
Was it pretty fast?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I was in treatment for the first time by the time I was 21.
Okay.
Wow. I got you beat. I was 19.
You were? That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
I'm better.
But have you stayed sober this whole time?
Nope. No, I got sober. I got sober for like 6 months when I was 19, and then I got sober. Now I'm 17 years.
Because I remember the meth story, dropping the meth bag at the
yeah.
job interview.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been 19 then. So anyway, the book is, it's part memoir, it's part self-help. And basically we did it with journal prompts at the end of every chapter because our goal for mothers and daughters is not to point the finger at each other anymore, but to look at themselves, which is what we did. You know, I walked away from my family. I spent many years on my own working on myself. And that's the whole trick. You have to heal yourself before you can heal these relationships.
That's a good analogy. Keep your side of the street clean.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like every time I get mad at somebody and I start pointing the finger and then I get all upset and pissed off. And then if I act out, I'm always wrong.
Every time.
Every time. I'm always wrong.
Yeah.
But if I just go to that person, and I don't want to do it most of the time, and I take I forget about what they did.
Yeah.
And I just take my side of this, you know, and I'm like, hey, this is what I did. This is what I did. And I was wrong for that, you know? And then they're like, oh my God, I did this and I did that. And it usually heals.
Yes.
A lot faster.
All my like relationship stuff is like that. If I explode, then it just adds just shit upon it, you know?
Yeah.
Now this isn't gonna get resolved, you know?
Yeah.
But if I put that ego down, because I'll have my ego being like, God, I'm so right and you're so wrong.
Yeah.
And then I'll just be like, yeah, I am very sorry. But I got to make sure that I don't say it in like a condescending way, like, oh, yes, you were. You know, it's like it's a weird technique.
Yeah.
She can
passive aggressive.
Yeah, my fiance can tell when I'm being passive aggressive.
Start dropping little bombs.
So I have to be genuine. Like, you know what? That was really selfish of me. And you know, it makes me a better actor, I think.
Yeah.
Because
You're a good actor, dude. You're a sweet guy, dude. You're usually very well mannered.
Well,
I am
buddy.
too.
Thanks. Yeah, you know,
I am too. But
like
last week somebody did something and I was ready to blow up, and I kept my mouth shut. Thank God.
You did. I remember that. Yeah, you could have went. You could have blown some shit up.
I could have blown some shit up, man.
So I blew some shit up a year ago
nice.
at the vet's office, and I still can't go. I'm like so embarrassed every time I go there. I like live in shame. She caught me on a bad day. I might have yelled at somebody.
Yeah.
I might have and made her cry.
Oh,
But then
I've never seen that side of you.
Never, because I'm not like that. I'm actually not like that.
Not at all.
It was, she caught me on a bad day. Very stressful things were going on with one of the dogs. I'd gone on over the whole list and pricing, and it was her first day. And there was
poor girl.
So yeah, and there was this guy with a German Shepherd, and the German Shepherd was upsetting Teddy. So we went to wait outside. It was a whole thing. So I ended up being incredibly rude to this young lady.
Oh no!
And then her boss calls me and was like, "Did you make my employee cry?" So I pretty much made her cry.
Oh
yeah.
God.
No, you're not laughing. It is so bad.
It
It is so bad.
It happens, man.
And you know, here's the thing. And Gray, I love that he had that reaction because I am polite.
You
and that
are.
is so not my style. And to this day, when I bring the dog, I'm like, hi.
Yeah.
Can we come in and
I
get some
brought
dog
some
service?
chocolates for
You
everyone.
know, the old me would have switched vets, but I'm so lazy and there's so few up there on the hill.
Yeah.
I've never seen you in the time that we were together as boyfriend girlfriend. I don't think we ever had a fight.
Okay, so let's just get into it since we're
let's
talking
go.
about
Let's
it.
go.
right
Here
now.
we go. Dustin, you mediate. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right, we'll
So
see.
a lot of some of these thoughts have been spurned by like recent dating. So I was in another relationship. Believe it or not, there was a relationship after.
What? Oh my
Greg.
God.
After me, I know.
After Greg.
Someone had to follow Greg Baldwin.
That's hard to
I
do,
know.
man.
That's tough.
So
Yeah.
I was living with that guy for a while and I moved out. So I've been dating in this last year on and off. And honestly, I'm just going to say it. I don't know what's happened to men. And I
knew
wonder,
you were going to say that.
I wonder truly, because I've been, I'm in my 40s. I've been dating a long time. Like I've been married once, but like I've been in the dating world for a long time. I have never seen the stuff going on now.
What's going on with men? Tell us.
Here's what I think. I think that men have gotten such a bad rap in the last few years, and so many people have just been berating. And listen, I'm not speaking generally. I'm speaking to like the kind of guys who try and date me. Like, like these are
handsome, multimillionaire
there you
model,
go. There you go.
model types.
Just so I'm not speaking to all men at all, but I think they've gotten a bad rap and they're finally like, F it, I'm going to live up to this.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like-
I thought you were going to go the opposite direction. I thought you were going to say they were soft and
I thought you
And
were
not
going that
manly.
way
Not
I have
too.
manly.
seen guys behave towards me in ways that I
Wow.
have never seen it before.
aggressive.
Well, you know what I think? Because a
yeah.
pendulum always swings back, and it was
Yeah.
swinging that way, men or women, and then it's like soft, and now it's like, oh, okay, I'm going full hard. Joe Rogan.
had at
woke,
least
anti-woke.
Three or four guys I was talking to or dating in some capacity sent me a text that was meant for another woman.
Oh.
Guys will sit there and I'm pretty clear and we'll get to that in a minute, but like I don't know. I'm pretty clear about who I am and what I want. And I don't think there's anything that crazy in either one of those things.
Mhm.
And I've had guys like sit with me and say, I want to be monogamous. I want you. I mean, take my mother out to dinner. And then like other women are in the picture and I find out.
They're like, I want to
Wow.
date your mom.
And
That's terrible.
and I'm like, what's the point of all of these lies? Like just go date somebody who wants to be in an open relationship or who doesn't want monogamy. Like the amount of time this guy spent lying to me for me to find out that he was still seeing other women, it was like, there's something wrong. Like there's something wrong with your brain.
Yeah.
when you do that to a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what shocked me is I've always had relatively good experiences. And it's like, hey, Linda, I'll see you Thursday at 6. I'm like, it's Lindsay and our date is on Saturday at 7.
Uh-oh.
You know,
wow.
like that
Yikes.
kind of stuff. And you're just like, are you giving any thought to any of this? Oh, and 2 of them told me they were sex addicts. When they came back crying, you know, with
I'm a sex addict.
Yeah.
Oh, so then that was their reason for dating the multiple women?
Oh, or, you know, meeting me on one dating app and then meeting me on another dating app and not realizing it's the same person with the same picture.
That's got to be so weird. But
wow.
also, how many dating apps do you have? Because that's pretty interesting, too.
So I had 2.
Yeah, what are they? Hinge,
Hinge and The League.
And what?
The League.
The League.
I was on Raya, but does anybody meet anybody from Raya?
I've heard a lot of things about Raya, and I don't know. I haven't been single since Raya came out. I'd like to see it though, just to see who's on there.
Do you want me to sign you up?
No, okay. I just want to see famous people.
Famous people?
Yeah. Originally, I think you had to be famous. I mean, I'm on it, so obviously not. I'm being serious.
You're
but
successful author.
I gave it up, and the other 2 are paused because I was like, I'm actually working right now. I'm busy, and one of the psychos like. I just don't have time for guys crying on my couch right now.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
I used to cry on your couch.
I was gonna say,
so let's get into. So here's the thing. So I'm being serious.
Okay.
So you ever notice and you read? So I write about relationships. Believe it or not, this psycho actually writes about relationships, which is ridiculous. But when you write about relationships and you read a lot about relationships and you're in that like self-help world. So I know what my type is. I know who I'm attracted to. And I pretty much have 2 types. The people who are like me that I like. And then there are the psychotic narcissist addicts who are the other people that I like.
But you kind of like them too. Yeah.
So I vacillate between these 2 types.
Okay.
Greg is like me.
Narcissistic.
No, you're the one that's like me.
Oh, okay.
So a few of my boyfriends have been like wonderful.
Yeah.
Like good guys, not psychos, not case in point. And like we're both polite pretty much most of the time.
We're polite. We're very polite.
And I think we care about other people. Like you and I actually have a lot in common. And that's part of the problem. Because we're both, so when we dated, I'm just going to get into it.
Oh my God.
He was working so hard. And part of the reason you are one of my favorite people and will be forever is because I have watched you work your way up. Like I was there. I was the one he was dating when he was doing open mic nights.
Yeah. He's still doing open mic nights.
Are you?
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding.
I'm not above it.
He's not.
I know what you mean though, but like.
No, you were there at the very beginning of his.
The very beginning.
Okay.
And he was in clubs many nights of the week.
He's headlining Cobb's next week.
I know.
Or this week, yeah.
But this makes a terrible boyfriend.
Yeah, it does.
So part of the problem with Greg and I is we both have a vision for our lives. And we're both like not going to stop until we get it. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, not at all.
And you're a touring comedian right now.
Yeah. So the 2 of you were like kind of focused on on your own thing. So you couldn't give it to the relationship. No, when I think back of the time we were dating, we just weren't who we were going to be yet. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had an abusive boss.
Oh, yeah.
I was really trying.
I
was like getting myself out of debt. Like that was a different time in my life.
Yeah.
So I wasn't in the like strongest of places. I wasn't talking to my mom. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah. I was I thought you were great.
Thanks.
You know? No, seriously, you're amazing. And
will you vouch for me? No, I'm just kidding.
Of course. No. I like our breakup was like, you know, I'll tell you like about that in a second. But I mean, I don't think we ever argued.
No.
Not once.
Not once.
And I remember I would go work out at the clubs and then I would go to your house.
Yeah.
And like crawl into bed with you. Teddy would go nuts, the redheaded crazy dog. And you were just always kind and supporting and stuff. I think, you know, I look back on it and I think the problem for me was I just, like you said, I was all about career and self and trying to become a comedian. So I was doing all the clubs and stuff. And then I went to Alaska for like 2 weeks. But then I don't think I gave you the attention, and I don't think I'm emotionally available. And I don't think that I was expressive and open and honest, and I don't know how to express my feelings.
Look at this guy right now.
No,
Listen
it's
to
true.
This is beautiful.
I haven't dated. My last relationship.
You get on a dating app, man. This is
No, because I'm done. I don't even fucking care. Excuse my French. I don't care if I'm in a relationship or not. I was living with a girl. We broke up like a year and a half ago. She moved out. First time I ever lived with a girl. And
what happened? How was it for you?
She well, see, that was hard. Because I a king bed. I realized if I live with a woman again, when I do, I'm sure I will again, I need a queen.
Why?
Like, you had a big giant bed.
I love big giant beds.
Yeah.
I dated women just because they had a big bed.
What's wrong with the king bed?
No, it was because it was like sunk in the middle, and we both ended up meeting in the middle, and like, it's like we're all like and then
I love
she was a bed hog, and like would push me off to the side and stuff, and I like need my space, like whatever. And you had that big giant bed, I remember.
I have a big bed now.
You did have a big bed.
California king?
All the way.
Those are good. Yeah.
But listen, I'm in my 50s now, and
How old are you?
I'm in my 50s, and I am still. I've never been married, and I don't think that have been emotionally available and showed my emotions enough. And I think that's probably what happened with you. I thought our relationship was great. I really cared about you a lot, but I don't think I was there for you the way that you needed to be. And I don't think I showed. I can't just let go and give it all away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're probably there. Wasn't emotionally available to you. And then I remember I went to Alaska. And by the way, Alaska has broken up 2 relationships. That was the final straw.
Alaska trip.
That was the final straw with the dentist.
Because he goes to Alaska. He
does
goes
go to
fishing for meat.
Yeah.
Posting his pictures with the fish.
Everyone
says, don't do that. And there he is with the fish.
Yeah. And then I think you were mad because I wasn't calling you every day, but I was texting and I thought I was. But I'm like, when I'm in Alaska. Oh, no, it was my other girlfriend that said that. She said I didn't call and check with her, the dentist. Right. And then she dumped me when I got back from it was bad for when I got back from Alaska, and then we broke up. You broke up with me when I got from Alaska. So I'm like, I cannot be in a relationship and go to Alaska, dude. Because I'm like fish. So like when I'm in Alaska, all I'm doing is going fishing here, fishing. That's all. And again, it led to me not showing you enough attention, not showing you how much I cared, that kind of thing.
But
did he bring back
reflection?
It is good. Yeah, it's going deep. Did he bring back fish for you though?
No,
we broke up.
Oh, okay, never mind.
We broke up.
Fish.
And I don't know. I mean, maybe I could have fought, and tried to get you back.
I'd like to say something.
Yeah.
Finish your thought. I didn't mean
to. But I'm just such a, I was just like, well, I'll just be single and just, I'm all career right now. So I'll just, and then I went through the breakup. I went through the emotional, detachment. And then I'm like, I'm just going to be on my own. And I'm like so comfortable on my own now. I'm like, I don't even know if I ever want to be in a relationship again, but that's not.
Really?
No, but I'm like, well, but that's not the case. I just don't think I'm putting the effort. I'm not on any dating apps. I haven't asked a girl out since my last breakup.
When are you going to Alaska again?
But they're there right now. So again.
Oh, you didn't go?
I didn't go this year. I didn't go last year.
Wow.
So I'm all about work right now.
That's growth right there. Yeah.
But I'm going to Spokane in a few weeks to tour. And by the way, you asked me to open for you for those shows. I love that, dude. Thank you.
Dude, yeah,
that means a lot,
bro.
So
yeah,
that meant a lot to me, and I'm headlining San Francisco.
He's going with a bigger headliner,
Yeah, no.
He's got that's my Alaska. Him going to Washington,
Spokane, with Daryl Hammond.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was, I think I wasn't able to fully open up to you. That was my opinion.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
okay.
I would say also. Again, I'm learning so much about relationships as I grow older and less wise. But one of the things that they're really trying to make people understand is relationships are really hard work. We have these ideas that you meet somebody and it's supposed to be like great. And, we were a good match because we didn't fight and all, but that doesn't mean there isn't work. Yeah. And like when people aren't communicating. So I used to not know how to ask for what I needed. So that's, part of it is on me being like, I'm not getting what I needed, but I don't know how to ask. So in another relationship after you, there came a moment where I wasn't getting what I needed. And I said, here's what I need. And it was the 9 months following where he was unable to do those things, where I was like, okay, but that's how it works. You tell somebody, and sometimes you tell them 3 or 4 times, but that's the trick.
Yeah. But I'm like a people pleaser. I always want the other person to be happy. So I'm like, I get happy if the other person's happy.
Oh, I
you know what I mean?
And
yeah,
you know what?
exactly.
But here's the problem. I'm like that too.
Yeah. So now you're both trying
so we
to
can't make a
please
decision.
each other.
Neither one of us.
Yeah.
And too much alike. Yeah.
And by the way, I'm a little bit emotionally unavailable too.
Yeah.
If no one's
we were
noticed.
both a little bit, you know?
So, you know, we're not exactly the writing love letter types. You know?
How long did you guys date for?
It was like 8 or 9 months.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good.
It was a minute.
good amount of time.
Yeah.
No.
But that Alaska trip, that was it.
That was his
like,
final.
Yeah, and I'm like, when you said, hey, you know, it's over, and I said, are you really? I was shocked. I was like, really? Are you sure? And you're like, yeah.
I don't remember.
I can see just having dreams of him, but like he's like kissing a fish, you know, like he's in bed with a salmon.
Well, so that let you hit on a really sensitive note, though. When you see somebody who you care about and they're having a different experience with a fish, or with his friends, or
he loves that fish. Like he's emotionally available to that fish.
Listen, he's got portraits with that fish. He didn't have portraits with me.
I know. He didn't put you online, but he put these fish online. I could see that.
But I would have posted pictures with you. I think I posted pictures with you, didn't I?
But you could tell that you love the fish. Whenever you had the fish in the photo, it was like, oh, he's in love.
But people are really sensitive. So you're an engaged man now.
Yeah, I am an engaged man.
When are you getting married? Can we just talk about it for a quick
second?
second?
Next year at some point.
Are you prepared to be a married man?
Yeah, we've been together for like 10 years. So
what?
Yeah, it's no big. It's like, hey,
it's cool. You've been with her since you were a teenager?
No, yes. Since I was a preteen. Yeah, we've been together for quite a long time. I don't go to Alaska, so that probably helps in the relationship.
Greg, do you hear these stories and are you like mystified? Because I hear these stories and I'm like, how does that happen? You meet somebody when you're like 19 and you're like still together. Do you know how many? We don't need to go there.
No,
we've been together for a long time, and it's had its ups and downs, but we really love each other, and we're just kind of like, whenever we're apart, we're like, I miss you. I miss hanging out. You know, we're very. She's awesome at there's like no drama, and we're able to hang out on the couch and just watch a show, and we like a lot of the same things, but it's comfortable. You know what I'm like? We love each other, and it's like it's just nice being around it. There's no like drama that pops off, you know?
Is she cool with your career?
Oh, super cool with my career.
Because you must be on the road a little bit too.
Yeah, and then I'll bring her with me. Like we'll go out and she helps me out with my career, you know? She does a lot of my social media and just like we've got a good dynamic, and it's gotten a million times better since I quit drinking, you know? Well, because she saw me during that worst part, but it's like one of those things. I was like, I want to get married, you know, my life is starting to come together, and it just felt right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, I like it, you know, I'm satisfied.
Good.
Yeah.
I wish you luck.
Thank you.
God bless.
Yeah. Thanks. Wow, you're saying that like I'm about to be shot into outer space.
No, you know what? You know
good
why?
luck.
You know why I think boyfriends and wives are, you know, relationships are good.
Why?
If you have a good partner, you can really push yourself in your career.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one of the things when I did live with someone for a few years, those were the years I wrote the book. And it was many things. It was one, having a 2-income family and not having to like, you know, support everything at every moment.
Yeah.
But also not having to worry about dating.
Dating takes up a lot of time.
A lot of time, a lot of energy. And if you feel that you have that piece set, I feel like you can go forth into the world. I truly feel like I wasted some time in my 30s, like dating. There were a few guys in New York. I wanted to marry this one guy. I put so much effort into it.
It's a lot of energy. And I've definitely, I think everyone has though too. When they look back, it's like I wasted a lot of time just for me, because I remember it was when Tinder came out and I was swiping on everything. It was just like, one of these has got to hit. I was like Greg fishing. Like that was my fishing. I was just like, come on, please.
Man, you've missed it all. You've missed.
I miss hands. Yeah. It's, you know what it is? It's kind of like, okay, I have a buddy who's been sober a long time. He's never had a White Claw before. You know, that's how I look at like Hinge. You know, you've never had a White Claw?
No. Yeah.
How long are you sober now?
12 years in November. But 4 years before that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I've been at this since I was 21.
Yeah.
So.
You know what I look at? I'd like to try a buzz ball.
Me too.
Have you ever
They're
seen
at the Rite Aid. They've got an entire basket of them by the Rite Aid.
My
it looks
God,
so good.
they're just there too.
What
like,
is it?
hey,
Apple and watermelon.
Yeah.
I don't even know
it
what that
looks
is.
delicious.
You've never seen a buzz ball?
No.
Is
It's
there
like
wine in it?
It's not good, Mark.
No.
Mark is saying they're not good.
Mark
But
said-
I know it's not good, but that's why I want to try it, you know? Because I know it's going to make me feel bad, but it'll give me that little like, I'm buzz balling.
If I was to go back, I would want to do DMT and ayahuasca. Those are the only two
That
things I'm
sounds
in.
horrible.
Really?
See?
Oh
Really?
my God. I don't like hallucinogens. I like lose my mind. I'm
love
like,
it.
I used to, oh my
I love
God,
it.
I would do so many hallucinogens.
Have you done ayahuasca?
No, DMT though, which
You
is
did DMT?
It's like
was it good?
Yeah, dude, it's whoa.
Do you like go into another dimension kind of thing?
You
right?
see crazy stuff.
I don't want to see crazy
You
stuff.
see,
See, I
like,
do.
I see enough crazy stuff.
Yeah.
dude, yeah, I've seen some nuts. And then you go online and then you Google what you saw, and other people have seen it too, so you know it's like a real thing.
So give me an
yeah.
example. This is crazy.
Yeah.
I saw. Okay, have you ever had virtual reality goggles on before?
Yes.
Okay,
I have.
you know how you'll have the bounds, but if you start walking out, it'll switch to the camera where you can see the real world. That's how DMT is. You know, you take it and you're like in this other world, but as it starts to wear off, you see this world. You know what I'm saying?
I'm terrified.
I had.
I love it. I would
There
love
was
to do
this one time there was this like rainbow tentacle thing that came and it put its tentacle like on my head and did something. Some people, I looked it up online, they were saying it was like realigning my chakras or something. And then there was this other time where I saw like, you see like this ancient stuff, like ancient like Greek stuff and ancient like Aztec things, and just it's trippy, man. It's trippy.
See, my problem is I want to start doing it. As soon as I do it, I'm gonna want to keep doing it.
Yeah,
For the
you
rest of
kind of
my
want
life.
to.
Like I want to live in that. I want to live in that. You know?
Yeah.
Because I've always been seeking, you know, the meaning of life. Why am I here? The subconscious. And I would do nitrous.
Me too. That I did a lot of. Yeah.
The nitrous and
Whippets.
Whippets. But
Yeah.
I think like in the dentist when they give you the real nitrous, like a tank, you know, and not just the whippets, when you get deep. And here's what I think. This is my philosophy, and I don't know for sure, but what it does is it cuts off the oxygen to your brain, and it starts the onset of death. And so your brain, like all these things open up, and I would have these like moments of clarity and spiritual awakenings, and like, oh my God, this is why this, and this is why that. And I would have these real heavy spiritual moments. And I was in the dentist and I was doing it, and I had an awakening, a spiritual moment that I was going to die if I kept using drugs.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh God, like that was it. Like, you're going to die. A voice was like, you're not going to make it if you continue to do drugs. And that started the process of me wanting, and here's the other thing I think I was cheating. When I'm doing mushrooms and acid and, you know, or if it was DMT or whatever, I'm using alternative means or fake means to access the subconscious.
Right.
And if I keep doing that and using those false means, I'm going to go to a point that I can't
come back
from. And so I've abused my privilege to do those things. And now I have to use natural ways, prayer, meditation, and I get little tiny mini versions of awakenings, not the big ones.
Yeah.
Like
I'll have dreams that are like really cool like that. You know, I have very vivid dreams that are insane. Yeah. And it's kind of like DMT.
Is it?
Yeah. It is.
So I don't know. I mean, I guess we're gonna find out one day what all this means. But
I guess so. Well, you want to buy some after this? We can go.
No,
I can't. We're not gonna. Yeah.
I had an overdose in college that was definitely like an enlightening moment, but I overdosed.
Yeah.
So it's like
What was the enlightening moment?
Oh, I came out of it and I was like, you are gonna die.
Oh.
Like you're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah.
So my worst drug use was when I was like in college, like young.
Really?
Yeah.
So was that kind of like a spiritual experience for you? Just like
no. I was such a rotten little. You have no idea what I was like when I was young. I'm so different. No, I'm sure I was like, what the fuck? Just like, make it stop. But I remember that was the moment. And it's in the book when I called home, when I called my mom and I was like, I have a drug problem. Like, I'm going to die.
Whoa!
Who's that?
Who's that? That's our Good Things Are Happening pod
producer Cecily Korst. Oh my God, what are you doing here?
Wow, that's an awesome shirt. Where'd you get that? It says Good Things Are Happening. That's the name of our podcast.
Got it from the website.
What?
Yeah.
There's merch on our website?
Everybody has merch, dude. We can't get away with not having merch.
There's a way that people can support the Good Things Are Happening podcast by buying merch? That's crazy.
What?
It's cool merch, too.
Good merch.
It's good merch. Check it out. GoodThingsAreHappeningPod.com. Is that the website?
That is. Good thing.
Oh, yes.
Right. Oh.
I did.
Love when you do that.
Yeah, check it out, guys. We got a bunch of things on there. We got shirts, hoodies. Do we have socks?
We don't have
We
socks.
should get socks.
We should get
Socks are coming.
Socks are coming.
But yeah, if you want to support the podcast, go to GoodThingsAreHappeningPod.com. Check out the merch section. We got a ton of things on there. And have fun. Spread the word. Spread the podcast.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
Good things are happening.
I want to ask you about your book, about the relationship with your mom.
let's talk
How
about it.
how did that get mended? Because you said you didn't get along with her growing up. There was addiction, I guess.
Yeah, I'll get into this because we wrote the book because there are a lot of people who struggle with their moms. There is just an epidemic. There are a lot of great moms out there, but it seems like there is an epidemic of moms who there's narcissism, there's a personality disorder, there's alcoholism, there's chaos. There's a lot of that seems to have come up. So I won't speak to whatever your situation is, but in my family, she couldn't change. She wasn't changing. And because I have, I say when I say these things, it's not to be like, oh, this happened, but there's self-harm in my story. There's serious addiction. There's some bad times. So my therapist at the time was like, you're not going to be okay with her in your life. She's not going to stop doing this. And you react in a certain way to her. So even sober, even as an adult, I was still occasionally engaging in things that were so harmful that people were like, you cannot have this person in your life anymore. And that was the only way she changed. We wrote the book to hope that some people can look at themselves and work on their communication styles. But the reality is some people don't change. And they don't change unless you say, I am not going to let you treat me like this anymore, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
And what we really preach in the book is I don't want people to have to go to that place for things to get better, because it is very painful to cut a parent out of your life. As even when they're horrible, you miss them. Yeah. And it feels like a piece of you is missing, especially when it's your mom. And I think... So what we really try and ask people to do is look at what's the situation. Is somebody, is it toxic? Is somebody being harmed here? Because you don't have to punch each other for damage to be done. Words are plenty.
Yeah.
And especially, the dynamics with the in-laws, if people don't get along with the wife or things can just get really, really crazy really quickly. So what happened to us was we tried to get along. We couldn't. So I cut ties and I went off and did a lot of my own stuff. So I was working on my recovery, but I did trauma stuff and I did a lot to understand what I brought to the table. So here's the thing, right? Like, I love you, Mom. Moms can be so annoying, right? Like so annoying. She'll walk in the room and the way she's looking at me, I can react to it. And sometimes we really have to think about, like, are there things that she picks on you about? And every time she says it, you're like, for God dang, stop bothering me about this. Yeah. You know what? That's not good either. So like what we have to start understanding is, what am I actually bringing to the table? Like, does this person drive me so crazy that I'm not my best self when I'm with them? So how do I kind of deal with that? And so what was the question?
How'd you mend the
So how we mended was, after 4 years of doing all this stuff, I wasn't angry anymore. And that's why I believe recovery works. That's why I'm a recovery advocate. That's why I try and like mentor young people, because I believe you can get better from all of this stuff. Yeah. But it takes a lot of work. So I
you kind of had to work on yourself before you could even like mess with that.
For 4 years. Yeah. I did inner child work. I did trauma recovery. I did EMDR. I had a life coach at one point, you know, because I was, in a lot of ways, I was spoiled. I didn't know how to take care of myself. Like, my mommy was rich. And guess what? I made her do everything for me. So that's one of the reasons I squandered my own money.
Unhealthy dependence?
I'd never signed a check. Yeah. I was like, in my 30s, I had never signed a check. Bookkeepers had done it for me my whole life. Yeah. So that I had to kind of see who I had been. Okay. And that was part of it, and understand what it was like to have a child who's an alcoholic. Even if you're an alcoholic, what it's like to be worried that your daughter's out somewhere. You don't know where she is, and you don't know what she's doing, and you don't know if she's going to get hurt. So I had to really like understand all of that. So I wasn't mad anymore. I lived out here. My entire family's on the East Coast. I called my brother. I'm like, I want to make up with Mom. He's like, yeah, yeah, that's a nice idea. Let's give it a few months. And I think he worked on her and he worked on me, and we started really slowly. And because we did it with therapists, and can I say Al-Anon?
Yeah, you can say.
Okay. Yeah, I used I'm in Al-Anon too. So I had an Al-Anon sponsor guiding me through the way. And, you know, you're not going to talk about what happened with her. She came to visit me. We didn't stay in the same place. She stayed in a hotel. She brought her boyfriend, who I'd never met, who acted like security. And I was like, all right, enough with this nonsense. Like, are you going to be nice to your mom? I'm like, this guy can.
Kind of like Dustin when we were talking about our relationship. Yeah. Mediary.
Yeah.
So, and we started small, and the truth is, she missed me too. And we were super, super close. I mean, my mom's my best friend.
Oh, that's sweet.
That's nice.
Yeah. It went awry, but you know, we're super close. So
that's great.
And don't get me wrong. Like, we'll start to go at it. Like, it'll happen. And I'll be like, all right, I'm going to call you later. Let's not do this. And that's where recovery really comes in, where these coping skills and these tools.
Yeah,
they really come in. You know, if we have important things to say, it's like, I need to have an important conversation with you? What's a good time? Because I'd call and I'd be like, I need 10 grand. My car's in a, you know, and it's like, or whatever it was. So it's that. It's looking at the other person with compassion. Here's the other thing. So what do you actually know about your mom's history? Her mental health history, her grandmother's, what's happened to the women in your family? Trauma-wise. You know, I'm Jewish, so we have the Holocaust. Like, if your family was ever if your mom was in an ethnic cleansing, some female person in your family was in an ethnic cleansing of any kind, believe me, that stuff goes through the generations. You know, if somebody was pregnant during war, and so these are the things we really, and it's not magic, it's not, but it's like, hey, so what's the culture? Is my family, you know, Mexican? Are we Jewish? Are we Italian? Like, Italians, Jews, we scream at each other. You know, it's part of our culture. But what's normal and what's abusive?
Yeah. I used to have a lot of resentment against my mom, you know, but it's like, I started she went through a lot, an insane amount. She got married. She got married off pretty much to this guy when she was 16.
So there you go.
Had
right
a kid
there.
when she was 16.
Trauma.
Abusive husband, abusive relationship.
Trauma.
I had an abusive father, it's like, and then I look at that and I don't blame, I'm not like, because like I had to deal with stuff growing up.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I have a lot of empathy for her, and I have an understanding. I'm not upset with my mom. She's been through an insane amount, and today she's gotten it together.
Yeah.
And I got the same thing. Because she had alcohol issues.
Yeah.
She had a lot of things. There were moments of chaos growing up. And it's gotten a million times better. She lives out here now. She started her recovery journey.
Right.
And we're kind of just on this road together. And
that changes everything too, right? Because my mom stopped drinking.
Yeah. She
Changed
stopped
everything.
drinking. Yep. I stopped drinking first, but it just kind of like goes to show like in recovery how cool it is, because here was this thing that plagued my family for I don't know how many generations.
Yeah.
How far it went back. My grandpa, he was a hardcore alcoholic, didn't do anything about it. Who knows what his dad was, his mom, how far it went back. But now it's finally stopped.
Stopping those generational curses.
And that feels good.
Yeah.
Because no one ever got it. And I feel like the first guy in the family to go to college. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm the first one in my family to get sober.
Yeah.
We all went to college, but nobody had, their mental health doing so great.
I'm the first one to get sober, and that feels good. Really, if anything, whatever happens in this life, I'm winning because of that.
Yeah.
It's like generations. Who knows how? They were probably on the friggin' Mayflower, like
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. It's a family disease.
Yeah.
It's a family disease.
Yeah. Man, that got me all like really. And now I'm thinking, oh, my mom, I'm gonna call her. See how she's doing.
But you see, that is what I do.
Really,
yeah.
This is powerful. Go ahead.
No. As an advocate, like that's what I'm trying to do here. And that's what we do with the book. Not to say, oh, she's a terrible person, but what was her life like 30 years ago?
Yeah.
No support. By the way, one of the reasons I'm a recovery advocate, I know what it costs to get a family sober. I know what it would take to take I'll call her a young woman, but a woman who'd had an abusive father, handed over for marriage, had a baby when she still was a baby, survived spousal abuse. That could take $1 million right there just to heal that.
Yeah.
So like when I talk about, family recovery. So here's the thing. If she were still drinking, do you think she'd be in your life?
Yeah, but not in the same way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So these are the kind of things that we're looking at. Like, what do you need to do for yourself? What kind of impact is that going to have on the people around you? And then like, let's see what happens from there instead of just saying, I have to fix her. Like, let's just fix myself and cross our fingers and be really spiritual and, things can change.
Hey guys, I'm Cecily, the producer of Good Things Are Happening. We got a sponsor. It's Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN or virtual private network, a tool that hides your online activities from third parties snooping around and collecting data, like the sneaky bastards that they are. When I travel, I set my location to home so that I can log in securely and work on behalf of my clients. I'm also learning Italian, and when I want to really get immersed, I can watch the news in Italian by setting my location to Rome or Milan. Protect your online privacy. Become invisible online with Surfshark VPN. And with our link, you save 83%. On the Surfshark One VPN Plus, you also get 3 months extra. That's $2.69 a month. Get Surfshark. Click the link in the description or on our website, goodthingspod.com, and surf safely with Surfshark.
So I saw a great thing. Greg's going to like this. You want to hear a spiritual thing? Okay. I was gonna lie and be like, I saw it on PBS. I saw it on TikTok. I'm sure it was TikTok. It could have been Instagram,
TikTok's
but probably
great
I
videos
love
on TikTok.
Great
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
freaking love
amazing.
TikTok.
Yeah.
So, but it was one of these guys, you know, the Mind's the Hub guys or the inspiration guy.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
one of those. And he was talking about the quantum physics of energy. And basically, like the law of attraction, like the idea of you attract what you are and what you put out into the world, you're going to get back. So the way he was describing it is when we are using our lower energies, you know, the lower hate, jealousy, blah, 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 it actually shrinks the energy around us and it attracts that different kind of energy. And when you are actually in a state of gratitude or love or serenity, that energetic field can go out as far as your arms. So apparently it's like feet and feet and feet. And that's what they're really saying, what the law of attraction is that you actually radiate whatever you're feeling.
Oh, wow.
And when it's positive, it's bigger and you're going to attract more.
If it's on TikTok, I believe it. That's all I needed.
But that's good. You know, it's like I get, you know, we're in a business, you know, in the comedy business, we're in the entertainment business where it's all, what am I going to get? How am I going to get this? Who gonna, you know?
I hate that. That's one thing that I'm like
selfishness.
Yes, I focus on myself way too much.
Me
But
too.
it's weird because
Me
you kind
too.
of have to, but you just look at your Instagram, you're like, what? The business is you. So it's a weird, like.
So let's get into
yeah.
this for a quick second, because I feel regularly embarrassed in front of my friends and family that I am on Instagram and TikTok, like doing trends
Yes.
and like being ridiculous.
yeah.
You know, I
You
have
put
friends who
yourself out
run
there.
banks. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like senior, like presidents at Morgan Stanley. And
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, TikTok, like what's
Yeah.
going on?
It's part of the job now.
It
You got to
is-
adjust with the times.
It is my
Yep.
job. My
Yeah.
publisher looks every day. I have to build my brand constantly. And I find myself in an embarrassed way, often with people being like, oh yeah, I'm on social media, but I have to do it for work. But here's the thing. What I've loved about Book Tour is it's helped me get clear about what I'm trying to do in the world. When you have to talk about the same thing 50 times, you really get clear, like, oh yeah, no, I wrote a book to help people. But what I hate about the social media piece is the posting. Did people like it? Why did
I
nobody
know.
like it?
Oh, it's
And
terrible.
the craziest
So-
thing to me
The judgment.
is I thought the video that would blow up my TikTok would be Oprah's book club, right? It's like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. It's a Golden Girls video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are 10,000 comments telling me I got it wrong. That's the first video I got over 1 million. It's a
Yeah.
Golden Girls video.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I think,
don't either.
yeah, it's the TikTok gods, whatever. But I mean, it's something we got to do now. in
We
this
have to
business.
do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's towing that line between being like, ugh, it's part of my job and I have to do it, but not feeling bad or feeling really good, like not letting it affect
it's hard to not let it affect you. It's a lot of ups and
We're
downs.
sensitive. I know I'm sensitive. So when people I care too much what people think. That's why
know.
what happened last week ruined my.
Yeah.
Someone criticized me, and
Oh no, what happened?
no, and it
It
was.
oh my God. I don't even want to go back there.
No,
Okay, let's not go back there.
Trust
Let's
me,
not do it.
I'm over it now. But they said something to me that hurt my feelings, and it took me a week to come out of it. And
Yeah.
if somebody comments like I'm not a good, this is a bad joke on social media, it ruins it's like, how do you learn
know.
how to?
Oh yeah, it's tough. But you know what? What I realize is it's gonna happen. It's just how long it happens, how long I let it affect me.
Yeah.
It's gonna affect
Yeah.
me. If someone says this joke isn't funny, it's gonna affect me. But it's just like, how long is it gonna affect me? Am I gonna do things to get out of it? You know what I'm saying? So.
It took me 3 shows to get out because I didn't do very well. I had no confidence on the next show after after he said it. Then the next show was the Long Beach one where I kind of struggled a little bit, and I didn't have I did all right though. And then I did this other one, and I did okay. And then I did the Ice House, and I did 2 jokes and just killed. And my friend Jimmy Shin, who I'm headlining with, he let I hosted. I did 10 minutes, and I did great. I did okay, but it still was there, that unconfidence. And then he goes, "All right, before I go up, I want you to do." You could do another 5, do your best joke, the one I hadn't done yet, and just kill it. Just go for it. And I went and I just murdered. And I'm like, okay, I'm out. I'm like, he pulled me out.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Well, it's
with
weird though too,
criticism.
because you were pulled out by the audience, which it's almost like you can't let it affect. It's hard not to.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
It must have been someone you cared about, though.
Oh, they criticized them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
that's the difference too. Like if it's somebody you care about their opinion, that's But yeah, all right, are we running out of time?
We really are.
Okay.
we're like
we're
60.
running out.
Yeah.
Oh, we are? Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
we're done.
No. Let's wrap it up.
Skip the good news story.
Yeah. We'll skip
We'll
the news
do
stories.
one news story.
Okay, but no. Let me just ask you this.
Yeah.
What are some things that people don't know about you? What is some things about you that I don't know? And we were in a relationship for 8 months.
Shit.
Uh-oh. I know. That's a crazy one.
You know, what's something that something you're passionate about? What's something you're...
Well, did you know I do all that nonprofit stuff that I like?
Yeah, what do you do?
That? Well, so a huge part of my recovery was when I got sober, there was actually a guy on the East Coast and he was a Marine and he had me go into jails and talk in jails. And it really changed me because I saw how addicts in this country are treated. And basically they were just rooms of like 800 men like on top of each other. And I was there one AA meeting for like the week. And I was like, this is recovery. So I care very passionately about the communities who need it most, having recovery available to them. And especially the young people who are at risk. So like I work with the Boys and Girls Club. They're one of the nonprofits we work with.
Nice.
And we give scholarships to their graduating class because those are the kinds of kids who really need our support and need, I just want to help these kids because I got so screwed up because I had parents that couldn't help me and I had drug problems, but we had the money to fix me. So I had that 15 years. I want to go here. It's $1,000 a day. Okay. I want to go do inner child work. Okay. There was always money. Nobody, whatever I wanted, they wrote a check. I lived out here for like 3 months in outpatient at one point.
Yeah.
So that's, So I don't know what you don't know about me.
Well, that's good.
Well, that's good.
That's good.
All that
We'll leave there.
You're a good person.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah.
You are.
And
amazing.
I hope everyone reads your book. And
then why are these guys lying and cheating?
Because that's not your issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not your issue. And
What
that says nothing about you. It's-
Yeah, football. Yeah.
All right. No,
Well,
it's all good. I appreciate being here.
Well, thanks for coming.
that was awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for coming in. That was powerful.
That was really powerful. That was a good one. Oh, yeah.
That was awesome. I'm Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
Find us on social media and on the web at goodthingspod.com.
You can also find us on Instagram and YouTube at Good Things Are Happening Podcast.
We're on Patreon. Sign up because we're going to have some cool stuff on there.
Like really, really, really cool stuff.
So dope we can't even talk about it. And remember, when life gets you down, good things are happening.
Good things are happening. Help somebody.